movie. I ended the last vlog with me beginning to watch book 1, year 1, Sorcerer's Stone. So I just want to tell you my thoughts here. First of all, the book will always be better than the movie. And I think this is why I've always been a person where if I'm reading a book that has like a movie or even like a TV show, I don't watch the movie or the TV show normally because I'm like, that didn't happen in the book. And if I do watch the movie or the television show, I am not going to read the book. Like, that's kind of how I am because I'm always going to be comparing the two. So like, one of my favorite book series is a mystery. It's the Thursday Murder Club. That has actually been turned into a movie, right? On Netflix. And already by looking at the like cover of like the characters, I'm like, that's not what they look like. So I am gonna watch it though. I am gonna watch it. But I say that to say I kind of stay away from watching the movie. Now I will say if I am going to read a book that has the movie, I'm gonna read the book first. And then I will watch the movie because it's just kind of like, okay. But if I watch the movie, I'm not going to be able to go back into the book. Like, that's going to be way too hard for me. So I say that to say there are, like, I do feel like book 1 was pretty much spot on. But the thing is, because I already knew it was going to happen, like, the suspense wasn't there. So it was kind of more like, yep, you did that. Yep, you did that. That's kind of different. But overall, it was a good 1-to-1. Like, the book and the movie were the same. I think it is so funny because, like, when it got to the end, Carol, I feel like that's the one name I'm still going to mess up because I feel like I'm hearing the name, but it's still not registering how I'm supposed to say it, like, pronounce it. But Carell, I think that's it. When he walked to the room and he saw that it was him, and the book was so much more like, and then the movie was just kind of like, oh, it's you. So that was like kind of crazy. Also, they changed the little, like I think it was supposed to be like 6 different things they had to go through. I did like the chess match. Yo, when Ron got thrown off of that night, he is so adorable. Like, I am looking at them, and then it's crazy because I look at like movie 3, like the cover, and I'm like, y'all gonna get older. Y'all gonna be teenagers. And teenagers be teenagering, but literally looking at them as like little kids, I'm like, oh, you're so adorable. So like the strength and the courage, like so cute. But like they didn't do the poison thing, and the way they got out of the vines was different. And then at the end, they were supposed to be like the fire thing that I think happened. No, the fire thing was connected to poison. So they added fire, but that was supposed to be connected to poison. I'm like, that didn't happen. The whole situation with the dragon was different. They didn't even bring up old man's wife, who was 6,000 years old too. And then the Dursleys didn't drop him off. Also, they mentioned something that they don't actually bring up until book 2, but it was like a small thing, so it wasn't that big of a deal because they just kind of said it, and I was like, oh no, you really don't find that out until like book 2. But overall, I thought it was great, but the book is better. Like, the book is just going to be better. So I think it's so cute, and I actually love the fact that these movies were made in like the early 2000s, because I feel like if the movies were made now, I would absolutely not like them because they are so cheesy. And they give they give Goosebumps air, Are You Afraid of the Dark type of like air. And I love that about them because they were done, of course, in the early 2000s. So a lot of the technology wasn't there. So I actually appreciate the movie more because it is old. Like, and of course the books are old, but like I appreciate, I don't think I would like the movies if they were more modern at all, but I love the cheesiness of it. So I enjoyed movie 1. I really want to watch movie 2, but I gotta wait. I really wish they also showed him getting picked up from the train station, because in the book, like, he's talking to like the Weasleys and all that kind of stuff. But overall, I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm definitely a fan. I need to find out what house I'm in. I am not gonna lie, green is actually green is the color I rock with, but I don't want to be a Slytherin because they're just assholes. Like, I'm sorry. Like, they're just mean. Malfoy, that's what I expect. That's what I expect. You look evil. You're giving evilness. I almost shed a tear when they gave Longbottom, Neville, his points. Even though I knew it was gonna happen, like, even in the book, I was like, yay! Like, just hearing it and seeing it, like, I was just like, Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about watching the next movie, which means I have to get into book 3, which is let me get it because I don't know the title. All right, so book 3 is heavier, y'all. Year 3 is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. That's what we're doing here. So that's book 3, definitely thicker. You know what? These books really do have thick pages, though. I think that's part of the issue. This one goes in the 400s, where the other ones were like 2-something, 300. So of course, if you're a Harry Potter person, you already know. So it's getting thicker, and I know I said, I don't know, book 4 kind of thick. I was like, well, I don't want to just do this one, but I guess technically it is thicker. So, having it be its own like vlog is cool. Because I'm looking at book 4, and book 4, 5, 6, and 7, they thick. So I don't know if I'm going to squeeze 4 into this one. Like, after I was thinking about it, I was like, I should at least do 2 and then let the last 3, 5, 6, and 7 be on its own. But book 4 is pretty thick. So, yeah, I'm in book 3. I'll be starting that one. And then in this vlog, I'll do movie 2, and then I will wrap that up. I will include that in this one. So it is Monday, September 1st. Shout out to September, a new month. As far as I'm concerned, I was already in fall vibes. I get there August 1st. You can already see some of this is always here. So there's like some pumpkin decor here that you've probably seen it other places in the house. But yeah, we are ready for fall and Halloween, honestly. So let's see how long it takes me to read this. Hopefully I can get through this by the end of the week. As most of you know, I always read like multiple books. So I have this one, then I'll be reading another one, and then I'm listening to one on audiobook. So I'm typically going with like 3 books at a time. Sometimes I'm listening to 1 and reading 2. Sometimes I'm reading 3. So it does take me a little longer to get through a book because I'm not just focusing on the one book. I like to skip around. That's just me. But hopefully by, this Friday, I'll be watching movie 2. I probably won't wait. Regardless, I'll wait until Friday to watch the movie, only because I can just kind of sit down and watch. Like today, I finished the first one today because I started really late last night. But watching it like on a weekend is better than trying to put it in during the weekday when it's like, okay, I know I'm not going to be able to finish it, or like I'm not super relaxed. When I'm watching like my movies, I like to be relaxed. So I'll probably not watch that until Friday. But hopefully I'll be finished with this book because I need to get through 3, because my friend did say like after book or movie 1, there is like there's more crossover, she was saying, from her memory. So I'm just going to go by that, even though like she said 1 and 1 were pretty much the same, and they were, except for like one thing I noticed that was talked about in book 2 or year 2. So I'm going to get on this. I'm kind of scared when it gets to like, I think, isn't it like book 6 where it's like 2 parts, or is it Deathly Hallows? Deathly Hallows, I think, is book 5. I think book 5 is where it's broken up into movies. And this movie was 2.5 hours long, which I thought was kind of funny because it did not seem like 2.5 hours, because it seemed like it was moving very quickly. And of course, that's because I already knew the story, but it didn't seem like 2.5 hours long. But the fact that they need 2 movies to go through one book, and I mean the book is thick, but dang. So anyway, let's get started.
Both realize, of course, that in the past few hours you have broken perhaps a dozen school rules.
Yes, sir.
And there is sufficient evidence to have you both expelled.
Yes, sir.
Hello. So I am checking in. I don't know how many days later, because I can't even remember what what I last told you guys about when it came to where I was in book 3. So I'm just going to do a quick recap, and if I'm repeating some stuff, my apologies, I can't remember. So first of all, I will say reading this book, I'm a little less, I don't know if excited's the word, but I feel like, okay, something weird happens in the beginning. Like, people are saying, oh, like, this thing is coming, Harry, be careful. They kind of brush off the fact that it's happening instead of coming up with a plan. And I'm like, okay, is it always going to be like the same cycle? Like, the first one, he did have a vision in the first one because he was just coming to the school. But, you know, the first one, I can't even remember. What was it? Oh, the first one, he was at the bank. So I'm at the bank and this weird thing is happening and it's such a hush secret, and then all these things come out. And the second one is like, okay, you know, I'm hearing the snakes in the wall. People are like, you know, not acting like it's a big deal. I don't know. I just feel like, okay, at this point, if something weird happened, somebody said something weird, Harry experienced something weird, y'all like ran all over the place to find this man because this guy serious is looking for him. Why don't y'all just form a plan and stop acting like at the end of this, Voldemort ain't gonna come back and Harry gonna have to beat this man? Now, hopefully, like, I'm just like, oh my goodness. But then I had to remember, this is like a kid's book. Like, I'm still in book 3, so I'm guessing when we get to the higher books, it's gonna get a little more complex. But as I'm reading, I'm starting to enjoy it again. Like, and I won't say I didn't enjoy it. It was just kind of like very formulaic, I felt like. But now I'm at the point where we've already met the little tea lady. We already know about Cyrus. I don't like how they treated Hagrid in that class. And my thing is, how is this boy? I get he has money, he has status, but how are you able? That's privilege. That's what it is. Because why are you acting up in these people's class? And this man told you what to do, and you decided to do something differently. So I hate the fact that Hagrid's like Hagrid. Damn. See, now I feel like I'm second guessing how to say his name, but I was saying his name right all the time. Hagrid, I feel like he's second guessing himself. I feel so bad for him because of this little behind boy who don't listen. And now we're with Lupin, who I am liking, even though I will say he was acting weird. I guess he was acting weird on the train because the man like, I'm trying to rest. But I do like him. I don't know what's going on with Snape because Snape act like he up to something, but then Snape be trying to be helpful. So I'm just like, and why don't you check Malfoy? Like, you should be embarrassed that he's a part of your house. Like, he doesn't really have talent as far, like, I haven't seen anything Malfoy has done magically that's so great. So you should be like, Malfoy, pipe down. Because you're not even that guy. Hermione is getting on my nerves again. Because her and that cat, like, keep your cat under control. This boy has every right to not like your cat. And so she's starting to annoy me. But other than that, it's cute, you know. It's so cute. So I'm at the point where apparently Sirius Black has attacked the fat lady in the portrait, as they call her. So that's where I'm at now. And like the last couple of chapters, I've been getting back into it and excited. I think I was just trying to read too many back to back to back. I did watch the second movie. I did like it. However, I wanted their like escape scene for Harry to have been like as like exciting as in the book. But other than that, I felt like it was pretty straightforward. There were a couple of things I was like, okay, this is different from the movie. But overall, I don't feel like I got anything revealed in book 3. I'm only like 160-ish pages in. So unless there's something revealed later, it wasn't something that was like obvious. Like this didn't happen in this book and this must have happened in the next book. So I do think they probably go really nicely with the books and the movies. So I did get to watch movie 2. So hopefully, like, you know, I'll be able to, like, knock out a book a week. We'll see how that goes with the other ones being thicker and with me reading so many books at a time. But I just wanted to check in because I have no clue what I've shared about my thoughts on book 3. All right, y'all. So I am checking in probably, like, a whole week plus later. But why is Hermione so hell-bent on not believing... And sorry, it's probably loud because I am outside just chilling in my current reading quarter right now until my deck is built. But I have one set up on the porch. But anyway, why is she so hell-bent on denying the fact that her cat ate this man's rat? Like, how are you going to get mad at him? Even if you believe that he didn't eat the rat, can you not at least have the daggone compassion for the man? Where, like Harry points out, all the evidence is literally... pointing to your cat. But instead of you being like, I'm sorry, and maybe even if you want to hold out hope, being like, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be your friend. Your cat is a freaking menace anyway. But that's where I'm at right now. I just got to chapter 13. I've had this on pause because I've been reading like so many other books. So I am picking up now. I don't know. This one, I feel like I might be in a Harry Potter rut. So like I feel like, because like I said, I think I said this earlier, it just felt like y'all are falling into the same pattern. And have a freaking plan, except for don't tell him what's going on. Like, I don't like the fact that they're keeping serious secrets. Like, give him the full story. Because then, when he does what he wants to do, and when his friends help him do the thing that they want to do, at least he has all the information. Versus, he has, like, some of the information, and he's kind of going in, blind and finding things out. Like, just tell this man everything about Sirius Black. Like, I don't understand why they just won't do that. Because they always know at the end of the day, he gonna pull up. And he solves the problem. But he shouldn't have to do that, like, without all of the knowledge. But anyway, shout out to Lupin helping him, be able to at least fight the Dementors. Because this poor boy is just getting knocked around and knocked out. But yeah, I just had to pop him because she get on my nerves. So I'm at chapter 13 now, which is page 252. We have 435. So I guess 100, less than 100 pages. 252. Oh gosh, I can't count. I like 100, 252, 435, like maybe like 180 pages or whatever. But yeah, it's been harder for me to get through book 3, where I feel like books 1 and 2 I got through a little bit faster. But like I said, I think it's just because I'm reading like so many other books, and plus going from one book to the next is kind of a lot. So I feel like I'm getting burnt out, but I feel like getting to that hump where we're going to start getting into, or maybe it's just books like books 5, 6, and 7, but when they're going to start getting more adult, I guess, or young adult, but we'll see. I'm still enjoying it, but like I said, I just haven't been reading it as fast. Alright, so I'm checking in like probably weeks later, because I paused on reading, book 3 only because I had so many books that I was reading, this one, it did pick up. Like I said in the beginning, I felt like it was just like going in the pattern. It's like y'all aren't gonna listen to him, but it did pick up. So I've been able to read about his adventures in, oh gosh, what is the place called that they all want to go? Hogsmeade, I think. All of that, and then them finding out more details in the relationship between like Snape and his dad and all of that, and him learning how to defeat the Dementors, and the Quidditch match, which I'm not gonna lie, that was so exciting to like read in the book. So I'm really excited about the movie, and I'm just finishing the chapter with Beak. And I'm like, part of me doesn't think the thing happened, because I feel like, really, are they going to do that? But I feel like that has to be a twist. Like, I'm hoping so badly that there's a twist and they did not really, put Buckbeak on the other side of Jordan. So I'm like on chapter 17, Cat, Rat, and Dog. There is something fishy going on though with the cat, because the cat was outside, which I know their animals can like run free and do whatever, but the cat was with the dog, and now Scabbers is acting crazy, kind of acting like he trying to be with the cat. So I'm like, what I think is happening is Voldemort is in one of these animals. And that's how he's going to come to the house. So that is my prediction. Like, Voldemort is in one of the animals, or Sirius Black is in one of the animals, because that would be 2 of the 3 animals. So maybe they are in the animal, since apparently Voldemort is supposed to come at 12. And this is like the first time Trelawney, I think that's how you say her name, has actually done a prediction. And she didn't want to believe the prediction she actually did, even though Harry was there. But anyway, that's what I think is going to happen. So I'm very excited. Almost finished with the book. Hopefully I'll finish it this weekend. It's like Saturday. And then I can post this one soon. I'm only going to do book 3 in this one, year 3. And then I'm going to do, for the others, 4, 5, 6, and 7 by themselves. Because 3 was pretty thick. So to try to put, I mean, it wasn't like super, super thick, but it is thicker than the first 2. And to try to do that with like 4 and then this one already took me a while, and then like the other ones, especially since, like I said, I read multiple books at one time. But I will say, after reading all the other books, like right now I'm reading this one, and then I'm reading like a mystery that's lighter. I like having these, so not rushing through these are kind of good for me because it gives me like a break from all the other like thrilling like horror stuff. So definitely like that, y'all. I think I'm about to take me a quiz to see which house I'm in because I kind of want to just get me some Harry Potter gear. I'm not even gonna lie. So I am probably going to maybe read another chapter tonight, but definitely I should be able to finish this up this weekend because it's like I'm on three. Right now I'm on chapter 332 and there are 433 pages. So like I have 101 more pages to go. So I think I can wrap that up this weekend. I just want to say I was kind of right about the rat, but wrong about the person. And at one moment I was like, are we really doing the same thing? Why is it always the dark arts teacher? But in this case, there was well, the last one wasn't a dark arts teacher. He was just a fraud. But in this case, it was not the dark arts teacher, or at least at this point being bad. But y'all, how Peter done come back? Peter is the rat? Sirius Black isn't the bad guy? I'm so freaking confused. So did Peter Pettigrew kill all those people and Black got blamed? Where the hell are we going with this? What did Lupin knew all this? Y'all, I am just like the way I was like, I gotta finish this. All right, guys. So I have finished year 3, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and I haven't watched the movie yet. So I am going to probably watch the movie this weekend. I just finished it yesterday, which was like Sunday evening. So I haven't watched the movie yet, but y'all, this is actually probably my favorite out of the 3. Now, I know how I started this video. I was like, pattern, and it's like, all right now. But when they went into that Whomping Willow Tree, there was just so much going on. And why did they... Okay, first of all, Scabbers, whatever. How is it that he's been living with this family all this time and nobody ever knew that they were actually living with the Potter's killer? Nobody knew. He just in here living his life. And my thing was, the one thing about the book, I'm like, I feel like you can't do this, is because they were saying like he didn't like materialize or try to work with like Voldemort because he wasn't at his full power. And he's like, I'm not going to do this unless it's going to 100% work out and benefit me. But in the first one, and I cannot remember the teacher's name, but the little two-faced one, Voldemort was almost there. Like, he was up in that man's back of the head. So he could have popped out and be like, I got you. But he didn't do that. So is it that he really that much of a punk that he's like, no, you need to be like 97% there, Voldemort, before me, I come out. So I just thought like that part, I was like, However, I loved it. I thought it was such a great twist that it actually turned out to be him. And from now on, I'm also just going to assume every time a dark arts teacher, like either y'all going to let Snape be the teacher, because at first I thought it was going to be Lupin, and I was like, I can't. But I'm like, y'all either going to let Snape be the teacher, or I'm just going to always assume that that teacher is going to leave and going to be in some mess. I personally think parents need to stop being freaking judgmental. Because, so what if he's a werewolf? If you all put protocols in place like they have, but they were like secretive protocols, but if it's just like a protocol, and I feel like I'm about to like have my head like cut off, but I'm like testing out a pair of boots. So I'm gonna move y'all back. Okay, I feel better because I feel more in frame. Now, like I was saying, just have protocols in place. He get his monthly dose of his medicine or whatever, and y'all escort him to the place, because he's only gonna turn into a werewolf, which wasn't even his fault. He got bitten as a kid. Like, I just feel like, stop being so daggone judgmental, because he was a great teacher. And Snape has got to let stuff go. Like, he needs therapy. He needs to go to therapy, this man has is something that happened to him when he was a child. You mad at a dead man. You mad at a dead man child because of something that happened when y'all was kids. You gotta let it go. Like, he is so annoying. And then he talks about them getting favoritism. Like, the way you kiss Malfoy's behind? Hypocrites. But anyway, I thought the whole Scavers thing, Crookshanks ain't an ass. He just, he felt the spirit and he was like, something ain't right. So I gotta give him a pass, even though I still don't like how Hermione was acting, because she could have still been more understanding. But it all ties in that the rat's been there so long, and the rats don't usually last that long. And I was thinking, like, what's so special about the rat? But they magic. So I'm like, all these people magical. Nothing's gonna make sense. But I totally love that. I was so heartbroken, though, that Harry had someplace else to stay, and it got snatched from Harry. Just snatched from him. But I did think it was pretty funny that he was like, yo, my God, Daddy will take people out. He's convicted. Not just, like, accused. They convicted him, even though he didn't do nothing. But I just thought that was super funny. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen, like, how the Dursleys going to act. Is going to be better for him. I hope he does get to hang out with Ron and an old girl in them classes. I just loved this one. Had twists and turns that made me go, okay, you shut my mouth. You shut my mouth, because this one, I didn't see none of that coming. I'm excited about year 4. It is thick. This one's just going to be a standalone, because it took me a couple weeks to read this one, because like I said, I felt like I had OD'd, and I was in that little rut, like, okay, it's too familiar. But I am going to just do this one in this video, and then 4, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Even though I feel like 6 is like the same, just a little bit bigger than this, but I'm gonna do all of those individually. But yeah, so year 4 is coming. Very excited. I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on the movie at the top of the next one, like I did with this one. So yes, thank you for joining me. Hope you guys are enjoying my thoughts. Especially, I hope only people who've read the book or want to read the book are watching this, and not people who are like, or read the book and don't care that it's spoiled. Because I'm literally telling you how I feel as I read them. So I'm excited to share my thoughts on the series that everybody loves so much, and I am loving as well. So thanks for stopping by. For those of you who are new, my name is Sho'Shanna. For those of you who keep coming back, I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.